Coach, you had a wire-to-wire victory today, so can you go in a little depth of like why you think that happened, or any positives, or just what you took away from today?
Well, we came out ready. I thought we did a good job of setting the tone early with our defense. Worked really hard, caused a lot of turnovers early in the game, and even if the ball wasn't going in or not, we just continued every possession to grind. And that's what I was most pleased about, was the effort to come out and to set the tone and to continue to persevere even if we were making our shot or missing our shot on the offensive end.
You speak on the defense there. You guys had you had active hands today, 14 steals in the contest. How does it feel to have that much defensive success, especially in that first game of the season?
Well, we work on it every day. That's just who we are. We work on defense every day. You got to work on it every day. Defense doesn't come from just being crazy and just going nuts out there. You got to play with intelligence. You got to understand how to guard actions. This team ran actions at us, and we had to be ready for it. Once in a while, they got us on a couple. We were fortunate to get some misses, but I thought the intensity and the pace we were playing on the defensive end caused a lot of those turnovers, and then those active hands, not having it at our side and being ready to tip a ball, being ready to get in the lane. We earned everything we got there.
Rebecca, you had 14 points, and you and Phoenix both led the team with 14 points today. Was there anything that you saw today that helped you get the points?
I think it was we just played. Like, there wasn't we didn't have a formula or anything. We just kept playing as a team and just kept moving the ball, and we just had a good day, I guess.
Yeah, Rebecca, career high 14 points. How good does it feel to get off on the right foot to start the year for you, especially leading the team with 14?
I mean, it feels good, honestly. It feels good. But like Coach said, we just have to continue working. We have another game ahead, so just focusing on that too.
Now, the turnover number is 22. It's not something you would really like there. Was there anything that you saw on that end of the floor, especially with the turnovers there, especially in that second and third quarter?
Never like to turn the ball over that many times. A lot of the turnovers came from us going at a hard pace and then not being ready to handle it if they took something away. We got to keep working at it. We have a young team, and Becky's a sophomore. She's one of the veterans. So we have a lot of sophomore and freshmen that got to continue to find their pace, and offensively, again, being able to go hard and stay away from the travels, the turnovers, the losing the ball. It's just going to come from coming back to practice and going harder and getting that pace right. And that's how we're going to get it down. Just keep learning the game. When you got young players, they got to learn the game. They got to understand when to push it, when to pull it out, how to take that drive, how hard you have to take it, how you got to protect the ball when you get in the lane. A lot of those turnovers came from those, and just get back at practice. I can't wait to get there.
And the forward play was strong today, especially in the absence of Sol Castro. How did you feel like, especially Danielle Voltage, who got limited action last year, her coming in, getting a jump in minutes this year and still being able to produce very well at a high clip offensively, especially, with Rebecca Dwomoh and you as well, and Phoenix getting in, just having those forwards in there, especially with them being so young, to fill the void for Sol. So how does it feel to have those players, step up in a big way, especially only in their sophomore year?
It's a great feeling. That's just, again, our, the stuff that we talk about a lot there, the culture, our pillars, things that, when things happen, adversity happens, you step up, and if your minutes go up, you do what you can for the team. If your minutes are still not where you would love them to be, I was just telling in the locker room, if your minutes not where you love them to be yet, just keep working at it. You're going to get opportunities, you're going to earn everything you get, and then when you see those guys go out there and get the opportunity and do well, it feels great. But what we're trying to teach them is the earning, and everybody knows that. When they get out there and they do well, they earn the moment, they earn that moment that they just had today, like Danny stepping up and with those extra minutes, and we're just going to continue to keep that attitude. I always say wins and losses, you got to keep that same attitude, that humble attitude. You can't be high and low, and so we'll enjoy it, and then we'll be ready to get back to work.
What would you say is the biggest difference between this team and then last year's team?
Well, I'll tell you, we lost some veterans off of last year's team. We had a 5-year point guard. We had Esther Castado, who was someone that developed through her 4 years and had a lot of action out there, and really, by the time she was done, you could see she was, really understanding the game well, how we played. And so we lost some players that played a lot of minutes and did a lot of contributing to us on both ends of the floor. So a lot more youth, obviously you can only have 5 on the court, so you take 2 up. That's a big number. So a lot of youth, but a lot of energy. I would say, this year's team, I just see a lot of togetherness. And, I think we have a lot to build on, even though sometimes it may look ugly like it was today. I mean, I always tell them I'm never embarrassed about it looking ugly. Giving up a layup, letting a team score because we're not working hard, not getting these turnovers, that's to us what we go back to and say, if that's happening, we got a problem. But if the ball doesn't go in the basket or we're making mistakes while we're playing hard, we live with that. That's just the way we are.
4 games over the course of this week. You got St. Francis Day, obviously, and then you got George Mason, Waynesburg, and then Wheeling on next Monday. How do you feel like is your team going to respond, and especially with the long stretch of games this week, with 4 games to kickstart the season in a span of a week?
Well, I always tell them, Becky, I'll tell you if you want to talk to her about it, but I always tell them, you got your schedule. It's there. You see it. You can access it a million different ways. You don't think about ahead, though. You see it's there. We got a stretch coming, but if you think about it being grueling or how tough this is going to be, then you've already lost the moment. You're thinking about something that isn't going to help you. Go out there and focus on the next game. So right now we just focus on our next game. We know we got to turn this around pretty quick after, focusing on this one team for all this time. Now we got to turn around, get our focus on another team, and stay on that game. You see that it's there. You see that you have a stretch coming, but we don't think about it for 1 second. It doesn't change the way we do things. We're going to go as hard as we possibly can each game. Doesn't matter if we're playing 4 games in 4 straight days. It's just we're just going to go as hard as we possibly can. There's no plan of looking ahead to 2-3 games. And so when we get to that 4th game, we'll see where we're at. But until now, it's all Thursday night.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thanks.